Put that sound barrier and Primal Rage to good use. Dreamcast on the low ground. Oh, he's got the tag visor now as well. They're going to pop the sound barrier. Immortals coming in. Sound barriers on both sides, in fact. Casper with the ultimate, looking for kills. Finds one onto Fate, looking for a little bit more. This might be their moment. The payload still contested, but Tempo Storm finally putting together the kills they need to maybe push this rest away. But at the same time, Defense for Immortals, can the Dragon Blade make a difference? Tig gets 2. Looks like that is going to do it. And last minute push, but Tempo Storm manages to take points.
And then use their ultimates, trying to play where they're the strongest.
Here we go. Dragon Blade coming out now for Tig. What's he going to get with it? Oh, Agility's actually getting taken out. He had the Dragon Blade out instead. And Tempo Storm off to a good start in this fight. Got the man advantage now as the Primal Rage gets popped. Pulse Bomb taken up into the air. Hype managing to avoid his teammate Zine to that. Pop the self-destruct afterwards, but not finding any kills. Tempo Storm, though, they have got everything they need to take point B. So another close call in the end, but they keep this payload going. Getting point B at the last minute. Ooh, and there, Tempo Storm with the sound barrier. They've got a couple else to work with here. Cozy not getting a whole lot before he goes down, though. Tig takes down Agilities. That payload barely moving. Dreamkaiser on the high ground, but he needs to duck back and grab that big health pack. Trying to get back to the payload now, and Tempo Storm, it seems like whenever they need to come up clutch, they have been doing that on their offensive push. They are getting it towards the end, but they're going to be doing it in overtime. Overtime, can they possibly stop this payload? It's so close anyway. One last ditch effort, Defense for Immortals. Tempo Storm looking to try to finish it. Dragon Blade comes out yet again for Tig. Seems like he has that every 5 seconds. Earthshatter comes in. Maybe that's going to be enough to turn it for Immortals, but no, they're losing too many people. And even with that nano boost onto Fate, it's just not enough. And Tempo Storm completes their offensive round in OT.
And credit to Tempo Storm coming through basically nice time here on the card, and they start controlling the doors. Ooh, Tig comes through the door too early. Didn't expect them to be playing that far forward at the choke.
Wow, with no Tig to help on the defense, Tempo Storm in a bit of trouble. Dream Casper goes down as well. And this is a good start for Immortals to complete point A very quickly. Contested right now, of course. Too easy doing what he can, but Verbo gets a kill on the opposing Lucio in a bit of supportal combat. Tig back in the action now. Maybe he can make a difference. He's pretty close to that Dragon Blade, but not quite close enough. Kariv gets a bit of a revenge kill onto him with the Zenyatta. And it looks like that payload's going to get there. It's so close, 1 meter away, but there we go. And now Immortals actually coming into Hangar with a...
Really just sort of an eco push for them, coming through, trying to build up something, but Immortals didn't overreact. They just used the Dragon Blade, playing conservative with their ult economy.
Right, here we go. Primal Rage Transcendence. Holy that moly. Is a big combo. Hyped in Grim Reality, putting their explosions together to get 4 of Tempo Storm, and this defense is eliminated. Man. Point B taken easily. So now 5 minutes into the
Grim for Tempo Storm right now.
And not just the player Grim. There's a Transcendence coming out again. Tempo Storm doing everything they can. Self-destruct. JKW going down, and Immortals right away pulling out ahead in this fight. Primal Rage for Beast Halo, just kind of knocking people away from the payload, but not knocking them out of the fight. And as he finally falls, this payload is gonna finish. Respawn's coming in though. We'll see if they can maybe hold it. Sound barrier to try to secure this one, and that is going to be 3:45 left on the clock for Immortals. A crushing first offensive push for them.
I mean, Tempo Storm.
Favorite console. How did you know? You know me so well.
I do.
Cristo.
So what I liked about that last one is it looked like it was a good one-for-one trade at the start, but the problem with Too Easy going down is that he was the one who was harassing the 3 members on the high ground from Immortals. And as soon as he was gone and that pressure was gone, it basically just opened up for the soldier from Immortals to shoot down over the entire payload, and they never had any more pressure on him, really. So that one-for-one trade is one you'll definitely take if you're Immortals and help them slow down that push by quite a bit.
Well, Immortals, not too far of a push needed for them to take Gibraltar. And we came into this one thinking, you know, based on communication, based on time these teams have had to practice as a full roster, Tempo Storm coming in with the edge on paper. But Gibraltar so far looking pretty one-sided.
Even more difficult.
Yeah. And Grim Reality was already up ahead on that Tracer, harassing on the high ground as they pull the payload in here. We'll see what they can get done. Looking for a little bit more. Sound barrier, or rather, attack visor has been used. Tempo Storm finally finding a bit of stability in their defense here.
Yeah, Tig actually picking up 3 really big kills right off the bat. So they buy themselves more time. Casper gets close to that attack visor, looking at 90% right now. And Immortals gonna back off and regroup.
Looking pretty even up on ultimates. Tempo Storm maybe a little bit in the lead percentage-wise. I can certainly use it. Immortals coming in through the hallway now. Gonna go and dive on the high ground right away. We'll see if they can get anything out of it, though. Hype just trying to absorb as much as they can. There's Curry with the Transcendence, Agilities, and Hype picking up the early kills. And that payload is moving. Too easy, trying to delay it a little bit. That Tracer can be slippery, hard to take down, but eventually it goes. JKW not getting a whole lot done. And Cozy just trying to buy time for the respawns at that Transcendence. Nothing else really to do there. Too easy in as well. Casper goes down very quickly in Immortals. A little bit of a rough push there, but as Tig goes down to the self-destruct, that's going to be it. Immortals taking Gibraltar pretty easily.
That was such a good attack from Immortals on that point A. All of them coming up over the top and then down through the door on the left-hand side of the point. Cisa Casper playing some of that Pharah in the earlier rounds today.
Yeah. And he did it quite well, too. That, you know, more than anything in the earlier rounds we saw, it was the Pharah play from Casper that I really enjoyed watching. Oh, you got to watch out for those concussive blasts, or just kill them with rockets. You don't need to knock them off the building. Good start for Tempo Storm. Really good start for Tempo Storm. They're going to claim this point in style.
Yeah, great dive in from Casper, seeing the two support players around the side of the building, getting the necessary damage down for his teammates. Because it took out the Soldier Grim Reality during the tactical visor and made it so there wasn't any chance of Immortals coming back in.
Here we go. One last chance for Immortals to try to get something done. Primal Rage, though, popped by Beast Halo. And Casper just guarding the bridge. JKW doing his share as well as he gets a knockoff onto Fate. And Tempo Storm, looks like they're going to claim a pretty decisive victory here on Garden. Unless this ends up being huge. Nope, not the biggest self-destruct for Hyped ever. And Immortals will be fighting a losing battle here as they try to flip the point back. Tempo Storm just dealing with Hype. Has it bought enough time for some respawns? Looks like it has. Still, Immortals coming in with much less than their full strength, so Tempo Storm able to keep cleaning those up. They've got ults to spare, and eventually you'd expect them to take this point. Immortals holding on to it for quite a while, but there we go. Finally, Tempo Storm goes up 1 point here on Lijiang Tower.
That is it?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Here we go on to Night Market. Grim Reality trying to hold his own here. Drops on that biotic field. It's Tempo Storm that jumps onto the point early on. Immortals taking the offensive angle as Tempo Storm tries to take an early defense. Beast Halo waiting on the outside. I keep wanting to say Bistro, but maybe that's just because I'm hungry right now. One of the two. Immortals diving in now. We'll see what they can do. They waited until that point activated, and they are getting a lot of time on the control meter. Are they just going to take it? They do. Wow. Immortals just muscling their way in there and grabbing it, but can they hold on to it? Tempo Storm down their tank. JKW does take out the Winston on the other side, too, and it looks like Tempo Storm might be able to come back and just reclaim this.
Yeah, it's all about delays now for Immortal. They muscled their way in and dared Tempo Storm to come through the chokes, but with Fate going down, many more ultimates, and you're about to hit 6, that you might be okay anyway.
Yeah, that's the hope anyway. So, Primal Rage used on the side of Tempo Storm. There's another self-destruct, but no kills. Well, JKW does get taken down by Hype, so there's one on the Immortal side.
Where's the res?
Yep. Cozy sneaking in. There's one. Can he get to him? Gets the double res. That is big. Hype takes out Cozy immediately, though, and Immortals still all over the payload right now. All over the point right now. Can they hold it? They're up to 99% on the Tempo Storm side. Immortals does need to flip it back, and it looks like they'll be able to do just that. Tempo Storm barely not holding on. Can they get back in time? Yes, they can, just barely.
Agilities with the mid-air pulse bomb connect onto the jumping Winston on the point, and he didn't have the Primal Rage to stay up, so Immortals will equalize on Lijiang Tower. Tempo Storm, Cozy not looking. That's not, I'm sorry, that's not how time works, except in this video game.
Well, tell that to Overwatch. Tempo Storm moving on to control center here. Asking the real questions, that's what we do.
Wow, Kareev with the early right-click pick onto Dream Casper.
Yeah, really aggressive start for Immortals. Agility's picking up a couple as well. And they are just forcing Tempo Storm all the way back to spawn.
Yeah, looks like Casper
they're going to take it.
Not playing with enough cover there. Headshot. Didn't actually generate much charge other than that, and this is going to have to be Immortals poking. They need to look to generate ult charge right now, and they're going to get some with early kills.
Yeah, great start. They just take the fight to Tempo Storm instead, coming at an angle they may not have been expecting as much. Trying to flip that point back, they do. It's OT, and Tempo Storm needs to get somebody there to stop this. Trying to do just that, but they can't get there in time. So close for Tig, but he couldn't get there. And Immortals jump out to a 2-1 lead. If they win the next round, they're just going to 2-0 in this match.
It'd be quite...
See how it works.
Quite possibly. And Immortals also sacrificing the Soldier to deal with that Pharah.
Yeah.
Instead, but Agilities is pushing them back off. Pharah duels in midair, about the only thing that's going to take them out. There is no Mercy.
Nice midair shot from Agilities.
Yeah, Mercy had already been taken out, so no one to heal the Pharah up on the side of Tempo Storm.
Yeah.
And now the point flip going to come through quite quickly, and Immortals jumping out.
Doesn't quite have that pulse bomb built up yet, but you can see him harassing the back line. They pop Tig out of the mech, which is actually pretty huge. Gets that. Kills on both sides coming in, though. And right now, Dreamcasper still on touch. Self-destruct comes in again. No kills this time around, though, for Hype. And Dreamcasper takes down Verbo, so it looks like they will be able to flip it back. Potentially. Very close. Breaking it down, maybe just the thing they need. Oh, Fate actually died to the self-destruct too from Tig. They still haven't taken the point just yet, though. It's so close. Now they grab it. It does flip back, but it's 99-99 right now. And Immortals storming back in. They're winning the fight for the moment. Got to take out that annoying Lucio, though. He's keeping the point from flipping. That is so irritating. Transcendence used. Okay, interesting. They do finally get the Lucio. JKW goes down and they can finally start claiming it, but there's going to be respawns coming in. Can they get there in time? No, not quite. Overtime ticking away. Immortals looking to win the match right here, right now, but Tempo Storm trying to hold on, trying to reflip it, but there's a sound barrier. Correa picking up another bloodthirsty support kill, and Immortals, it's ticking away so fast, they get it. They're going to win Lijiang Tower, and Immortals will 2-0 Tempo Storm.
Casper was so close to being the